Good morning, afternoon or evening, and welcome to another Zero AD Live. Today's match, due to a popular demand, and that demand is from Kim Jong-un, is that Kim Jong-un is going to be playing. So he's playing in the red as Britons. It's a mainland map, it's the autumn biome, or biome, I don't actually know how you say that word. And in the south, we have Wing playing as the Britons. So you should expect some fast development, and it looks very much like Wing is actually going to go for a cavalry rush. But Kim Jong-un is prepared for that and is also producing plenty of cavalry. So that's going to be very difficult for either of them to get a knockout blow. So it's with that, because they're both going to have large amounts of cavalry. So the reality of it is going to be who can best get their economy going, unless someone does something insane and somehow loses. But there's not huge amounts of deer around, although there's a reasonable number. This little patch here, if we look from Kim Jong-un's perspective, he can just see these, so it would be wise to perhaps send some of his women, or even his soldiers, whatever, to the front to build a thing here. Oh, and here we go. And whoa, so Wing was attacking, but Kim Jong-un has, well, he's drawn Wing's fire. Whose is that? That's Wing's dog. And he, so they each have 5 cavalry, and Wing is looking to make a, oh no, he's got an additional 2 over here. So that's 7. So he's getting them together and is now getting in a strong position. Okay, what's happening here? We've got some slingers. 5. So Kim Jong, he really wants to take out that last horseman, because he's only got 3 health left. If he can get him, then it will be a pretty decent attack. Otherwise, it's been a bit of a damp squib. So everyone's on the inside, while as he continued building troops. Let's just see. He doesn't have any troops as such. If he can just get one hit on, well, and he did get that one hit, that was sufficient. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, not unfortunate, actually. He should have made a point of not of putting that guy back into heal a bit earlier. So it's it's all go at the moment. He's starting to produce, or Wing's starting to produce slingers now. He's got a fair number of them, while Kim Jong-un is all about producing women. That's all he's produced. So if he was to make a slinger attack, oh, there you go, nice little bit of raiding. But Kim Jong-un is actually in a position where he could, with his slingers, really damage. Oh, he needs to get the women inside the CC, and they are there, and that will be enough to get a few arrows going back out at the thing. And it looks very much like he is going to take his cavalry, his soldiers. Where is he taking them, actually? If we look from Kim Jong-un's perspective, he has absolutely no idea what's going on there. But I'm wondering, or well, my assumption is that he can't see what's happening. He's going round the outside with the idea that this group of soldiers will. Oh, he's sending a couple of women back because he's just realised that he's got those in amongst them. And looking at things, there's still a he is vulnerable at this point, I have to say. So he's only got the 2 spearmen. What's it? And in terms of his population, he's got no food really. But this could be a useful attack. He's got 1 defence tower here. Are they called? No, they're sentry towers, aren't they, at this stage? So he's got 1 sentry tower. So we'll see if that leads to anything. But I think he should be able to take out the dog, and potentially, well, actually, he could take out quite a large group of these. we look now from Wing's perspective.
Yes, see?
He's very cleverly straight away got himself inside the tower. The women are running to safety, and that's... yeah, he needed to be a bit sharper to make something of that, but I don't know what he's going to be able to do. This group of... he's got some cavalry coming up to attack that group of women, which is smart, but he's going to lose these soldiers. They're going to be dead before long if he doesn't go a bit further away from the CC, and he's just about got it in there, so he should be able to kill a few of these women, and that will put it will stymie Kim Jong-un's ability to produce any to get food. So that is a useful move. He's lost he's lost 4 slingers, so he needs to get those guys healed. And he's just trying to take out this dog. No, he's not actually. The dog's just being allowed to do what it does. And yeah, he needs to get these guys to safety. He's trying to get some food. This cavalryman, though, is going to die. And that is... oh, a group of slingers here will make light work of these guys. These are all on the verge of death. Wing could be in real trouble here. What does he have? But he's been... this is going to be savage. And it is... the slingers are all gone, and with only limited... only limited actual... what would you even call it? You know... I don't know where my language has gone, or my ability to speak. Compensation. Finally, I've got the word. So yeah, he hasn't really got what you might have expected or would have liked from that outcome. This is looking bad. Now, is he able to get people into the sound centre? He is, but he's not. What are these guys doing? They're just getting themselves in all kinds of trouble. Oh, they finally turn and attack, and in doing so, oh, he's lost both of it. He's lost all of his swordsmen, of his cavalry. Is he going to get one more of these? Oh, he does, just, and this guy is going to be killed very shortly. If they don't... oh, they've just walked straight past the horse that was on the cusp, like that. Oh. Wow, they really did a job on those, the slingers, but the cavalrymen would have been dead very, very easily. Wait a minute, 120, does that mean he's got to phase 2? No. Oh, this is really risky with a cavalryman that's... ah, that's where the slingers are. That's why it's... that's why it looked like he had got rid of all of them, but actually hasn't. So they're making a run for it. The slingers are in a bit of trouble, but... oh, and he's got a couple of slingers over here. This is really quite surreal what's going on here. So he's not getting any additional food, Kim Jong-un. He's not producing anything, but at the same time it's very difficult for Wing to do that as well, particularly as Wing has no food, but is, for some reason, well, he's also got no wood, but he's choosing to produce food ahead of wood ahead of food. And he's spotted those two guys, and he's possibly just going to get himself in trouble, really. And it looks very much like he's done well to get himself away there with... okay, but the woman's not going to do so well, and neither of the guy there. So there's neither side's really making much progress. These guys, he might be able to kill one, but in all likelihood he's going to lose both of his troops. Are they able to get... yes, he's got one at least as some kind of compensation, but these guys... oh, he's just been promoted, and, you know, cheers, only to die. That little animation, I don't know if that actually does mean that the guy's not actually doing anything, but it's incredibly frustrating when you see the your troops celebrating when actually they've not really achieved very much, other than in the process of celebrating they're going to die. So bit of a strange one. But right, let's have a look and see what's going on. Like at this stage, I mean, still very, very low population. There's been a lot of fighting. So we've got 23 versus 25, and Kim Jong-un is starting to produce some food and get some, and he's got quite a lot of wood, whereas that's not the case for for Wing. He's now on 25 and 27. If he was able to just get anything, I don't know if his, yeah, it looks like all of, if this will pretty much, yes it does, 22 plus this one will make 23. So there he's got 3 extra people somewhere. But where? Let's see if we can find out. Let's try this again. That equals 23. Where are the additional people? I really don't know. Is the answer?
Yeah, see?
He's not. He's just producing 2. There's more people somewhere, but I can't work out where. So we're finally starting to see both players develop to some extent, and some slingers coming in. He's done well there to get that tower. That is useful, and he could really. Has he got any upgrades on the thing? He needs to get the upgrade as soon as possible on the fields, because he's got a decent number of fields, and same is true of Kim Jong-un. They both need to get some upgrades. This is good play, putting all the houses within the range of the of the tower. And he's also done well. He had an additional set of berries, which is pretty helpful at the start, but he's made the most of them, which is good. And now, you know, he's got 4, 5, 6. He'll have 7 fields going up with 26, 32. He just needs another 3 women there to populate that, and then he's absolutely set up for food. Wings on 4, and he's getting the upgrade, which is good news for him, and he's just producing women as quickly as possible in groups of 2 or more, with the idea, he's just he needs to get a house, which he's now getting people to build. He could do with and he has. That's good. But I was going to say he should cancel those 2 women to make sure that he's got to build a bigger group, which he's now done. As soon as that house is gone, and now he's starting to get 1 person. This is nice play, just getting 1 person building a house, which will take a while to produce, but allows it's good in terms of resource gathering. He's going to make sure that most of his people are able to gather resources while just 1 is out building the house. It takes like 20 seconds or so, and then he can start producing additional soldiers. He needs the capacity, but he's got it again, so he's done quite well. Wing's 20 people behind though at this stage. Just I was commending him on how well he's starting to get things going. It's all women here, so he's got women mining. It's not the most efficient way of gathering that resource, but if it saves him having to produce soldiers, then that's pretty sensible at this stage. And he realises that he needs to get some men in there as well, because they'll gather that metal at a significantly enhanced rate compared to the women. So over here, it's got a decent group now. Wing also has a decent number of people gathering the stone. Sorry, I think I've been saying metal when I mean stone repeatedly there. This is nice. Building a wall effectively, a defensive wall around his civic centre using the houses. Very sensible. The gap's still at about 20. He's going to need to. Wing's going to really need at some point to build a barracks, with the idea that he can do it. Let's have a look at this thing. Yeah, he's still right on the cusp of running out of population capacity, so he's just producing 2 at a time and further populating this area, which is pretty smart. I mean, in terms of the thing, both sides are still at phase 1. No one's threatening to get to phase 2. at this juncture, so that's pretty good. But this now, yeah, will. He's now got 66. It will be. Oh no, this is a defensive tower. So he's still got 61. He's got a defensive tower there, which will allow him. Yeah, it will protect his barracks that he's now producing. Might have preferred to be a little bit further out to cover these trees as well, but you know, not awful play by any stretch. And he's also just built another. What have you got? A storehouse here, with the idea being that it was getting a bit of a distance for these guys to move to deposit their wood. So here he's now got a group of made up of men and women. Interestingly, only women over here. So he does have well, until that group of 5 slingers just completely negated what I was going to say, which was that he had a slight weakness over there. That's no longer the case. He's got his population, bloody hell, is now 45, nearly greater, albeit the vast majority of them are just women citizens rather than. He's got 7 in there, and so 17. Yeah, this with Kim Jong-un starting to really pull clear in this wing is going to have to really make sure that he doesn't have things like this. He's got people stood there doing nothing. They could be helping to build this, and they are going. They're starting to build some houses. So he's hopefully going to make sure that he's. Where are these two going? They started chopping wood. This is going to take another 11 seconds, so it should be just about in time. And he's getting a reasonable force together, but he's just, since that initial exchange where they were starting, where it really was hell for leather back and forth, this is the problem as well. He's only got 22 women servicing what will be 6 farms. He really needs to get. Oh, and he allowed these 2 guys here. He could have sent them back to this storehouse. So although he's got a load of farms, he's got 6 farms, is it? He's short by 6 women to actually make sure he's dealing with them in the most efficient way. And this tower now is kind of looking a bit lonely. But what he will be able to do once he gets to phase 2, he can just upgrade these 2 towers really quickly, and they will then very quickly become useful buildings to counting towards the how many is it? It's 4 that you need to go between to the next phase. So Kim Jong-un's trying to produce an army of some note now. I mean, he's still mostly female citizens. He's just produced loads of them. This is a weakness. Certainly they could all be killed by any raiding cavalry if Wing were so inclined. But he's not really actually pursued that. I mean, it's one of those things that really separates the good from the great, I suppose. The people that can just continually raid for basically the entirety of the game are just brilliant. Basically, they make that his thing. Let's just check now how many women does he have. I just selected those. I could have sworn 41 on 9 fields. He's still 4 short, and he's not producing women there. He's got 1 there, and another couple here. The gap is it's 53 now, but still he's producing 3 slingers at a time from each of those 2 barracks, and he's now producing from another barracks. He's going to get to a point where he's going to need to get some more stone, because he's almost halfway through his stone, but now having got to the town phase with this large army, his large force, he's in a really very, very strong position to launch an early attack. And I think what we'll probably see is he will zoom through this thing as he... No, he's not. I thought he would go straight for the upgrade on that, which he hasn't. He's also not building a market. He's not building a... I can't remember what they're called. An armory, which I would have expected. and he needs to get people on metal. Well, he has got people on metal, so let's have a look. What's he got? So he's got 18 on metal and 24 on stone, and plenty of people gathering on that. So Wings also reached the town phase. So whichever one of these, so he's gone straight for the armory, or blacksmith. Sorry, I don't know why I always call it an armory. It's another tower. Yes, it is. It's building a sentry tower, which is odd, but you can see these towers are being upgraded immediately. I don't know if he's built the wrong. Oh wait a minute. Sentry tower is that the right tower? No, that's a defense tower. Okay, so he's building a sentry tower, but possibly meant to build a defense tower. I don't know. It's an odd one. What he could have done was built a market. He needs to be able to trade resources. It's the first phase 2 building that I build personally. I just think it offers so much. If you're playing a multiplayer game, then it gives you the chance to see all of your teammates' locations and get their line of sight, which is really useful. And if you're and the same, well, the other thing that's true for both multiplayer and single player, or no, not multiplayer, like team games and solo games, I suppose is a better way of describing it. The thing that you have there is that it just means that if you've got loads of wood, for instance, you can just start trading it off, and that's very, very helpful. He's still 2 buildings away. The armories can take another minute and a half nearly, so it's a long time to build with one thing. Here he's got the thing. Is he still not? No, he's not upgraded that tower. But what have we got here? Blacksmith, another blacksmith. Yeah, I like to have 2 blacksmiths. Temple at the front line. That's a fairly standard and sensible approach. Your temple, you want to be as close to the fighting as possible so that your soldiers will be protected by its healing capacity. Is this I thought he was building. This is a nice bit of play as well. See that by building a storehouse on both sides, the people that are maybe jumping around this tree, for instance, can pop to this storehouse and vice versa. So none of them have too far to walk. In the gap, well, 75 troops now. Is this another? Oh, this is a defense tower. He is building the correct tower this time, and that bartering you can see going on there will allow him to move to phase 3 very quickly, which at the moment Wing has been a bit hamstrung in fairness by the map, or like in terms of the food, but in terms of stone, my God, he's got plenty. He should really have about 4 billion slingers by now. So he should be able to build as much in the way of towers that he wants, really. Whereas Kim Jong-un hasn't had the same thing with minerals, but that extra set of berries did offer him something really, really useful. But it's only a matter that he's gone to phase 3. I think we can say that this game is safely say that it is done. There is very, very limited potential now for Wing to turn this around. He has also, he's got lots of things. If he's able to, I was hoping for his sake that maybe he had some spare capacity for some of these upgrades. He's got so much in the way of food. Oh dear, is this the fortress? It is, and I think that Wing just seen that. If he's going to make an effort to stop him, it has to be now, and I don't think he has enough to stop him. Yeah, this looks really... that's going to be impossible. He's not going to be able to stop him building it. I wouldn't have thought he's... Okay, and what you can see in the distance, it's like another phenomenal number of troops coming in to support. Wing just doesn't have the numbers. Has he got these sword cavalry? He has got sword cavalry now that he's hoping that they'll do that. And look at this, he's pulled everyone off all the minerals as well in an effort to get them to stop. But yeah, it's a forlorn hope now, I think. And he's realised that is backing everyone away in an effort to get them together, which is sensible. Oh no, he's still going back in, but if we look at the two armies, those 64 slingers will just they'll just provide an incredible like level of supporting fire. He's also got, I think, is it 3 barracks, or has he got more actually? He's got at least 3, possibly more. That's going to make it very difficult. I don't think. Yeah, this looks pretty grim. There's just not. There's no chance really. The fortress is going up. It's taking a little while, but it is going up. And once he gets that, really, I mean, these group of slingers are just absolutely brutal. And sending his what do you call it, the pikemen down the side is actually very smart as well. So he's also got, I think, 3. Yeah, they each have 3 barracks, but Wings finally reached the city base, which is smart. But look at these guys, bloody hell. I don't think this barracks is going to last very long. He's hoping that tower will offer some defence, which it will do, but he's going to lose this barracks. He'd be better off destroying that before it gets taken. It's too late, and now, oh, that's bad news. And they're going to damage the tower to the point where they can take it over. Yeah, it won't be long before this is also wing. In fact, it's come down. Oh dear. Yeah, I think this one, it's safe to say, this is gone. He's going to try and capture this barracks. He's got plenty of people gathered around it. Are they going to be able to? I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really make that much difference, because there's not much that can be done. He's just going to absolutely, he's holding it, but then he'll hold it for a little bit, they'll attack it, and in doing so, they'll then, once it's a bit more damaged, will be able to take it over, as they are doing now. And now he has 2 extra barracks. Those soldiers are dead. God, and with that thing, he's not garrisoning either of these. Might be wise to just put a person or 2 in there just to keep them, but this doesn't look promising whatsoever. Wings realise this is game over, and if we have a look, surely over here, yeah, there's 5 rounds on the way as well. That's the end of that. It was, yeah, one of those things. So, well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was interesting, and now Kim Jong-un will be happy that he won, and that he was I had a YouTube video put up. So, thanks for watching. Cheers.